Dear fifth grade children, how are you, Ma? I hope that you are doing very well. Today we will see that 19th lesson and also the revision from geography 4th lesson. So you take your booklet, pencil also. Now we will see that condition of this 19th lesson. After we will see that lesson. Okay, Ma, revision. Okay, so you ready to take more? Okay, clear? Okay, fine. Now listen here. Today we see that India's democratic government, that is a condition of this lesson. Already we have learned India's constitution, democratic, why this constitution need very important for us. Okay, today we see that checks and balances, that is a condition of this lesson. What is the meaning of a check? Check means to check it means. What's that? That it corrects something. What is balance mean? Balance means that things exist. We buy from the something from the shop. After we check it and we count it the balance also. We check it the balance also. Okay, balance means that things exist in equal amounts. Okay, we buy from the things. Okay, then things exist in equal amounts. We know that is a check and balance is very important for in all the places. Like that, the Indian system is also designed. The Indian system is also made in such a way that the three branches of this, that is Indian state and Indian people and check. So Indian state and Indian people, because we are only elected our government and we also check it. The government has done it everything in a correct way. We need to check it. So check and balance is very important. This makes sure that the power is not misused. This is very important. If we are checking means only this power is not misused. Okay, ma? This is called a checks and balance is very important part of a democracy. Okay, fine. Now listen here. Then the next we see that India has a federal structure. What is the meaning of a federal? That is, spell that word F-E-D-E or A-L. Federal means what, ma? That is, India's central or union government has its offices at New Delhi. That's we know, isn't it? The Indian central government, or how to say union government, has its office at New Delhi. Each state also has a government. Yes, Tamil Nadu government is there, Kerala government. So each state has a government. So we have central government and state also has a government. This is called the federal structure. Can you understand, ma? Okay, we have a central or how to say, ma, union government. Where is it lies? New Delhi. And each state also has a government. This is called federal structure. Okay, ma. The president of India or the Rashtrapati is the head of the country. Who is the head of the country? Do you know? That is the president of India, or how to say the Rashtrapati is the head of the country. Similarly, in governor or Rajapal is the head of the state. Head of the state means governor or Rajapal. Otherwise, head of the country means how to say, ma, president of India or the Rashtrapati. It is the country. The head of the country is president or Rashtrapati. Similarly, the head of the state is governor or Rajapal. Can you clear it, ma? Very important. Keep it in our mind. Then now we see that legislator. What is legislator? We have learned. This makes the laws. Legislator means this makes the laws. Don't forget it. Legislator means this This has the power to make the laws. Okay, ma? There are legislators at the center and the state also. Make the laws. It's a power to make the laws. That is a legislator. That is Indian state has divided into three forms. That is the legislator, the executive, the judiciary. Now we see that legislator. Legislator means this makes the laws in both central and state. Okay, ma? Okay, fine. Now listen here. Then at the center. At the center, what happened? The central legislator is called Sanset or Parliament. Okay, it has two houses. The central legislator, that is in the New Delhi, central government has two houses. Two houses means what's meaning? That is group of people. The central legislator is called Parliament. It has two houses. That is group of people. There are Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha. Okay, ma? Okay. Then these members are elected to the Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha from. How to elect these members from Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha? Do you know, ma? That is every part of the country. How to? Now listen here. First of all, now listen here, ma. The central legislator is called Parliament, Sanset or Parliament. So it has two houses. Houses means the group of people. How to say Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha? These members are elected to the Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha from every part of the country. They are called members of parliament or MPs. MPs we say no, that is members of the parliament. Okay, these members of the parliament are elected to the all the part of the every part of the country. That is a central government. What about the state? In most state, the legislator means has the duty to powers, has only one. In most states, the legislator has only one houses called Legislative Assembly, okay, or Vidhan Sabha. Now listen here. Central means it has two houses, that is Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha. Okay, at the same time, now see here state. State means our Tamil Nadu state. You think it our Tamil Nadu state. It has only one house called Legislative Assembly or Vidhan Sabha. Okay, then 7 states have a second house called Legislative Council. Okay, 7 state. Mostly in state means only one house only, that is called Legislative Assembly. But 7 state has 2 houses, that is called Legislative Council. Okay, these members are elected from all over the state. Here the members are elected from all over the state. At the same time, parliament means central government. Members are elected to the every part of the country. Here members are elected from every state. Okay, ma? Over all the state. Okay. What is the duty of the parliament? That is a central government. Do you know? That is makes laws for the whole country. Okay. So it is a central government. It is otherwise called union government. So it makes laws for the whole country. Keeps a check on how they center function. Okay, this is done by way asking question or by discussions. Controls executive branch, that is spend money. Okay, that is it have the powers to presence of a budget. What budget? Budget means what's a money plan for the year. A money plan for the year. Okay, so the Lok Sabha discusses it and agrees it through a vote. These are the powers of the parliament. What are the powers? More? Make laws for the whole country and keeps a check on how the executive branches at the center functions. Okay, and also main function is control the executive branch and spend money. What is executive? This makes sure that the laws are properly followed. It also makes policies which must follow the directive principles. Okay, ma? Now listen here. Executive means what? This makes sure that the laws are properly followed. Okay. Central government has that power is how the executive branch will get and spend money. That is, laws are properly followed or not. It also makes policies which must follow the direct principle. What is direct principles? What is fundamental rights? That is in the last class we have learned. Okay, ma? Then at the same time, legislator what's that? Here make laws for their state. Keep a check on functioning of the government. Approve the state budget. Okay, that is the state government. Now we see that executive. Executive means what? That is, this makes sure that the laws are properly followed and it follow the directive principles. What is directive principles? Do you know, ma? Can you remember it? Directive principles means the constitution has guidelines to help governments. These are called directive principles. Some of the directive principles, example, there should be equal pay for equal work to both men and women. Help should be given to the people who are disabled. That is in the previous class we have learned. Okay, ma? So now we see that executive means we know here. Now see here, this executive branch at the center of the state is usually referred to as the government, the central government. Okay, the president is the head of the country. The head of the state is governor. Okay. Now listen here, ma. Judiciary. What is judiciary? That is the Indian government, central government has three branches mainly. Legislator. Legislator means this makes the laws. Executive means this makes follow the direct principles. Okay, this makes sure that the laws are properly followed or not. What is? Now we see that judiciary. What is judiciary? Judiciary means these are the court. They make sure that laws are properly understood. They also use the laws to decide any disputes. If we have any problem, means we will have the rights to go to the court and try to get it the justice. That is a judiciary. Judiciary is the entire country is one system. Okay, entire country has only one system of judiciary. It is like a pyramid. Pyramid, do you know more? Triangle shape. Now listen here. That is, at the top of the pyramid is the Supreme Court. It is the highest court and is located at New Delhi. Where it lies? New Delhi. Okay, the head of the Chief Justice of India. Now listen here. At the top is the highest court is located at New Delhi. So the top of the pyramid is the Supreme Court. Supreme Court is the highest court. This highest court, that is the Supreme Court, lies in the New Delhi. It is the Chief Justice of India. Then next, 24 high courts. 24 high courts are present in India. High courts are the middle level. There are 24 high courts and each has a Chief Justice as it the head. Here fully Chief Justice is the head, is the Chief Justice of India. Okay, then at the lowest level of the pyramid are the district court. There are several hundred district courts in India. Okay, ma? Okay, So what is the responsibilities of the judiciary? That is court, that is to protect the rights and freedom of Indians, to explain the meaning of the constitution. When it is not clear means it explain. Then to deliver justice, to make sure that people get fair treatment. Fair means we have learned good treatment. Okay, ma. To settle disputes according to the law. This is the very important functions of the responsibilities of the judiciary. Okay, now we see that divisions of powers between center and the state. So we know that what is the power of the central government, what is the power of the state government. Now we see that it is very important. That is union list. Now listen here. Responsibilities of the union government, that is a central government, it lies in New Delhi. Example, this union list, that is a central government, it looks railways, the defense of India and foreign affairs. Okay. At the same time, now we'll see here more state list, responsibilities of the state. For example, the police, law and order within the state. Okay. State list means it looks of within the state, laws, order, police and transport and roads within the state only. But union central government means it looks all over India. Then what is a concurrent list? Responsibilities that are shared by the state and the union government, like education, electricity or forest, that is a concurrent list. It is responsibility of that is shared by state government and the central government. That is called concurrent list. Okay, ma? Okay, now we see that union territories. What is union territories? The union territories are governed directly by the union government, because we have central government and state government, but some of the state government, there is no state government. It directly under the union government. So this President of India through an administrator. Okay. For example, three union territories, that is Jammu and Kashmir, Puducherry and National Capital Territory at Delhi. Okay, ma? So India is a huge and functioning democracy. A major reason for this is the care and discussions and wisdom. Okay, we have to care our country and we have to rights to discussion and wisdom to the members of the Constituent Assembly. Okay, ma? These notes I will give you copy it. Okay, ma? Now we see that the revision. Shall we see now? Okay, now take your book and booklet also and pencil also you take. Now we are see that the lesson 4. So now our revision starts on lesson 4th, that is book page number 28. Now you take your booklet also. Okay, ma? Yes, from these lessons we have seen that lesson 4, the title of the lesson, Major Temperature Zones of the Earth. What is a major temperature zones of the Earth? The different temperature zones are also called heat zones. Okay, we have learned the different temperature zones are also called heat zones. You underline it in your book. The three different colors that separate the special latitudes in this diagram. Now you open your book page number 28. Booklet also you keep it in your hand and take your pencil. Important points I will tell. Now you underline it. Okay, ma? Temperature zones what, ma? What is a heat zones? The different temperature zones are also called heat zones. That is a temperature zones, first line you underline it. Okay. Then the heat in each of the zones depends on how far it is from the equator. It is from the equator. What is the temperature zones? Do you know, ma? Yes. What are the three types of zone? That is a torrid zone, temperate zone, and frigid zone. Okay. What is torrid zone? Torrid zone means it is hot or hot zone. It is torrid means very hot. Torrid means very hot or hot zone. It is lies between the Tropic of Cancer and the Tropic of Capricorn. Okay, Tropic of Cancer and Tropic of Capricorn. Do you know? Second, what is temperate zone? It is neither too hot nor too cold. Okay, first of all, you see that we have three types of zone, that is torrid, temperate and frigid. What is torrid zone? It is very hot or hot zone. It lies between the Tropic of Cancer and the Tropic of Capricorn. Tropic of Cancer, Tropic of Capricorn, we have learned. Can you remember more? Then next, what is the temperature? It is neither too hot nor too cold zone. It lies between the Tropic of Cancer and the Arctic Circle in the northern hemisphere. Okay, then we see that frigid zone. It is very cold zone. It is from the Arctic Circle to the North Pole in the northern hemisphere and Antarctic Circle to the South Pole in the southern hemisphere. It is very, very cold zone. Okay, now see that. Take your booklet more. First question now see that. Why are the temperature zones are called heat zones? Why are the temperature zones are called heat zones? That is, the heat in each of the temperature zones depends on how far it is from the equator. So the temperature zones are also called heat zones. Why are the temperature zones are called heat zones? Do you understand that? So the main point is the heat in each of the temperature zones depends on how far it is from the equator. So the temperature zones are also called heat zone. Can you understand more? Okay, that means the how far it is from the equator. Equator is the middle line. Do you know? Yes. Then second, why do desert areas have very few cities? Desert areas. Few means very less. The desert areas have very few cities because a little water is available in all deserts. Okay, ma? The desert areas have very few cities because a little water. Desert means we know there is no rain or very, very little water. So, few cities, very less number of cities. Okay, then desert. Okay, ma? Okay. Then write one or two sentences about desert plants. Do you know? Desert plants, it is different from adaptation and everything. The structure is also different from these other plants, equatorial plants, because there is no rain. So how to save the water? These desert plants are thorny plants or this with the fleshy stems. Cactus plants, can you see that mark? Cactus plant, that stem is very fleshy because it store water from in the stem part. And also thorny plants to reduce. Now listen here. These desert plants are thorny plants or these with fleshy stems like cactus. Okay, ma? Then we see that coniferous trees. What is coniferous trees? These coniferous trees are tall, straight, cone-bearing trees with needle-like leaves like pine, fir. These are the example of a coniferous trees. Coniferous trees are very tall, straight. It is like a cone. Can you see that cone? Cone-bearing trees with needle-like leaves. Example, pine, fir. Okay, ma? Then next, why is forming not possible in the frigid zone? Why is forming not possible in the frigid zone? Because frigid zone is very, very extremely cold, isn't it? Okay, now see that the forming is not possible in the frigid zone. Because why? Because the regions around the poles. This frigid zone means these regions around the poles. In the frigid zones are permanently frozen, very freeze, very below the 0 degree temperature. So it is here this frigid zone, the forming is not possible. Okay, ma'am, can you understand? Then explain why the numbers of fission in North America were greatly reduced. The number of fission in North America were greatly reduced because of habitat destruction, competition with livestock for water, competition with water and food and hunting for meat. So the number of fashion in North America were greatly reduced. Okay, ma? Because the habitat destruction. Why this habitat destruction? That is competitions with the livestock for water, food and heat, hunting for meat. Okay. Now see that, fill in the blanks. The dash zone is situated between the two trophics. What zone, ma? The torrid zone is situated between the two trophics. The dash zones are between the two trophics and the Arctic and Antarctic Circle. The temperate zone is between the two trophics and the Arctic and Antarctic circles. Now you see this diagram and you study well, then easy to understand. Okay, ma? That picture, page number, that is 28. Where is Arctic zone, Antarctic zone, or where is storage zone? You see the picture and you study, then never forget. Okay, ma? Okay, then dash zone is the extreme north in the northern hemisphere and the extreme south of the southern hemisphere. What hemisphere, ma? That is a frigid. Frigid zone is the extreme poles. It is lies in the poles. Okay, ma? North pole and south pole. Okay, then the areas between 10 degree north and 10 degree south are called, that is the equatorial regions. It is started with a 0. The equatorial region started with a 0, 1, 2, 3. So, these areas between 10 degree north and 10 degree south, that is called equatorial regions. Can you clear it, ma? Then, the areas between 10 degree and 30 degree north and south of the equator are called the tropical regions. Okay, first below 10, that is areas between 10 degree north, 10 degree south, that is the equatorial regions, and areas between 10 degree and 30 degree north, above the 10 and in between 10 to 30, that is the tropical regions. Can you clear it? 10 to 30 is the tropical from north and south, but 0 to 10, that is a equatorial regions. Then above that, that is say frigid zones. Okay, fine. These here one true or false also have. I will read it now. The equatorial regions have the largest variety of plants and animals. Equatorial, that is true. Antarctica is part of the temperature zone. Antarctica is part of the temperature zone? No, Antarctica is a very poles, extreme cold. So it is a false. Then permanently frozen parts of frigid zones are called polar ice caps. Yes, that is a true. The northern and southern temperature and frigid zones have exactly the same mammals. That is a false. Okay, now listen here. Then orangutans are safe in their home in the forest. Orangutans are safe in their home in the forest of the torrid zone. Yes, that is a true. Okay, man. First of all, you see in your booklet study and book exercise also study more. Next class also we will see that. Next other class, other lessons. Okay, fine. Study well. If you not copy it means correctly copy it. Okay, fine, ma'am.